Hello, everyone. We are live again after a week gaps, I would say. Hope you all are doing good today. Just let me know if you can listen to me clearly. I am checking for the comments in the chat. So today's topic is, let's say, very interesting. Once again, we are going to discuss about production mistakes that cost companies hours of downtime and also sometimes millions of dollars. It will be very interesting, I would say. Whatever you are seeing in today's live is coming from my own experience, so stick around till the end, so you will get very good lessons from this live, and also you can implement that in your own projects. So let me know if you can clearly listen to me, if my voice is, let's say, audible, so we can start off. I'm just waiting for small confirmation. Once you guys give me confirmation, I can start off with the topic. I hope many people will join today. Let's see. I already see some of you live. It would be great if you give a small comment that you can hear me clearly, and I can start sharing my screen as well. So just let me know if you can see my screen and also listen to me very clearly. So yeah, today, oh, thanks a lot. I see one of our followers commented audible, and also you can see my screen, right? I hope, yeah, you should be able to see my screen. I already shared. So yeah, so if we talk about today's topic, majorly this is related to production mistakes. I mean, if you are a beginner or an experienced engineer, if you are working in other field, I mean, definitely you can relate to whatever I'm going to discuss today, and also you can start applying or implementing this particular mistakes in your own projects. Okay, so that is the goal. I mean, whatever I'm trying to teach today, you have to take down all the notes from here and go try to implement it in your own projects. All right, so I think I will start. I see some of you already joined, and I'll also see that you can clearly listen to me and also see my screen. So let me start. And also I will try to ask you some questions in between. Please try to answer in the chat so that it would be more interactive rather than only me talking all the time. So please try to answer for the questions which I ask. I'm always watching for the comments on the right side, so don't worry about that. I will definitely call out your name, and also try to write down your points on the screen here. Okay. um, all right. So most production mistakes, okay, majority of the production mistakes we see in real projects, they are not caused by hackers. Okay, they are also not caused by Kubernetes mistakes. I mean, many people think that, okay, there's some problem with Kubernetes or maybe AWS or let's say Azure related stuff, or maybe GCP. It depends, whatever kind of tools and technologies you guys are, let's say, using in your own projects. Majority of the mistakes are not caused by those particular tools. Okay, majority of the mistakes are caused by engineering decisions. Okay, that too very small decisions. I'm not talking about very big decisions. Small decisions will cause these kind of production mistakes. This is very common, because see, sometimes if you are working on something, you will think, okay, why do we have to take a long path? We have a small solution, we will take a shortcut. Okay, sometimes these kind of shortcuts will cause poor visibility. Okay, because of that we are going to see a lot of mistakes. Okay, this is just a very simple example that I'm trying to give here so that you guys, understand in layman terms. Today, I am going to show you the biggest production mistakes. I mean, these are only few. There are a lot like this, but today I'm going to cover 12 of such mistakes. Biggest production mistakes I'm telling you. Because see, many projects, as I said, make small decisions. Okay, while working on the project or maybe doing some architectural change, it can be anything. Okay, small decisions will create a big production impact. Not only production impact, that will also create a business impact. Okay, I hope you guys understand, and also please try to write down in the comments if you have any kind of questions. Definitely I'm going to give some time in the end to answer all your questions as well. Do not worry about bro is not responding to my questions. Definitely I'm going to answer all your questions, so stick around, I would say. Okay, now let's start with the problem first problem, or let's say first mistake. I will say that would be better naming framing, I would say here. First production mistake: no rollback strategy. Okay, no rollback strategy. So what does it mean exactly? I mean, I'm not sure how many of you are, let's say, working in real production environments, or let's say working as a DevOps engineer, SRE, any kind of role, infrastructure point of view. No rollback strategy. Suppose, for example, you deploy something. Okay, you deploy something to production environment. All right, and after a few minutes, there is some problem, and you come across an incident. Okay, why exactly this kind of things happen? Because see, new deployments go live very regularly. I mean, if you are working in production environments, new deployments are common. Some people release it to production every day. Some people do once a week, twice a week, once a month, once in 6 months. It completely depends on the project. All right, once you deploy something, users cannot log in. Okay, for some reason, I'm not going to explain the exact problem here, but just try to understand here. Now, once deployment is live, users cannot log in. Then, as an engineer, I start troubleshooting the problem. Okay, this is, let's say, very, very common. If you are, let's say, working, definitely you can relate to this. And also, see, customers are still facing the problem. Customers continue to face problems. Now, let's talk why this thing happens. Okay, if you know the answer, please let me know in the comments. Definitely I'm going to um, refer to your answers as well. But from my own experience, I'll explain why such things happen. Because every team, every project spend lot of time, okay, for deployments. Okay, but nobody plans for rollback. This is a very, very common mistakes. I mean, some people can agree, some people can disagree, but this is a common mistakes across different projects, different companies. This is a common mistake, I would say. Because rollback is assumed, okay, to work, but it never works. People think, okay, we have rollback in place, it will work, but no one actually tests until and unless this come across problems. For example, production broke and they try to roll back and it does not work. Oh, then they will realize there is some problem with our rollback strategy. So how people can avoid this? Okay, I mean, if I talk about all of this thing, there's a lot to talk, but I will keep it controlled so that I can talk more of such mistakes here. If you want deep dive, then we can create a separate video around this. Let me know in the comments, bro. This is excellent. Please create a deep dive only on this particular topic. Then definitely I'm going to create that. Okay. Now, how to avoid this? Okay, very few tips I'm going to give here. Every deployment which you do, especially in production environments, okay, should have a rollback plan. This is a must strategy. Okay, without this, you should never deploy to production. And not only have a plan, but also test rollback regularly. Okay, because if you test it regularly, if there is any problem, you can fix that regularly. If you test your rollback strategies, you will come to know across, if something really happens, if something is failing in production environment, then without any fear you can do a rollback and bring the users to a proper stable version of whatever thing was working previously. If there's nothing, you will spend hours, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, 10 hours, 1 day, 2 day, it depends on the problem, right? So always test rollback regularly. It will save you a lot of time and also a lot of money to companies as well. Okay, and also make sure rollback are faster than debugging. I'm not sure how many of you seen one of my video where I created, okay, I came across some problem, and it was, let's say, midnight. I did a rollback as soon as possible. I did not sit there and trying to fix like a production engineer, or let's say I'm the only person who can solve problems. Please do not do that. Okay, I know the solution, you can solve it, but do not make the solutions within minutes or let's say seconds of time. Try to shift, if you know the solution, also try to shift it towards the next day when you have a proper clear mind in the morning. Then you can fix that solution. Because the reason I'm telling you this is, let's say, while fixing that particular solution, if you make another small mistake, I mean, mistakes are very very common. We are humans, okay? Even I make mistakes, you make, everyone make mistakes, right? So if you make any small silly mistake, then I mean, the rollback will also not work. It's better do a rollback, go sleep, and come next day, start working on the problem, whatever the incident was. Okay, make sure you do this. This is a very good experience, I would say, that you can carry forward with your own projects. You'll thank me later, definitely, I'm telling you. Okay, this is, let's say, one of the mistakes. Now let's talk about the second one. Do you have any let's say comments or thoughts about this particular thing? I have a question now. If production break 5 minutes after deployment, what's your first move? Let me know in the comments. Let's see what kind of responses we are going to get. Do we have any answers? So if you have any answers, I mean, for the first mistake, please try to answer that. Now I'm going to jump back to the second production mistake. This is also very very common, guys. I did a 2 hours course on this particular topic. I'm not sure how many of you have watched the full video on the channel, but this particular mistake which I'm going to talk now, monitoring. Okay, monitoring everything. Okay, many companies, many teams blindly monitor for the sake of monitoring. Sorry for my words, but yeah, this is true, guys. Many people try to monitor everything except what customers care about. Okay, for example, what do I mean here? CPU. Okay, many people will monitor CPU. You monitor memory, you monitor disk space, right? And also you monitor pods. There are so many different things that I can write down here, but let's keep it simple. I hope you got this point here. Monitoring all these resources, but user cannot log in. Okay, this is the problem. Now, what happens? What exactly happens here? Majority of the time, your dashboard looks green. Why? Because you are trying to monitor CPU, disk, pods, and so many different things, right? Dashboards look green here. And also our infrastructure is healthy, very, very healthy, right? But the real problem is customers cannot use the application. This is the real problem. So how can we avoid this? So how to avoid this? Does anyone know? How do you avoid this kind of problems? I mean, let's say for example, users cannot log in. What do you monitor for that? Does anyone know? So see, majority of the people, I mean, majority of the teams or projects, what they do. So they try to monitor servers. Okay. Nobody will try to monitor the actual business. So what is the actual business here? For example, login success rate. Okay. How many orders per minute? Then how many payment success messages we have? Okay, this is, let's say, one of the simple example I'm trying to take. I mean, you can consider some other stuff as well. Just, I mean, for reference, for clear understanding, I'm trying to write down these things here, but you can definitely compare it with some other stuff as well. Okay, payment success and checkout completion, for example. API error rates. I mean, this is also one of the common stuff. So these are the things that businesses care about, not your servers, right? So this is your responsibility. That's 100% sure. But businesses care about all of these things. They don't care about where it is running, which server, which Kubernetes cluster, which cloud. They don't care about that. They care about only all of these things. So we have to monitor this. If we don't monitor this, of course, your servers are healthy, right? But the problem is with these things. If you can monitor this, then you already solved a lot of production incidents. Make sure, try to monitor these things. These are also very, very important. Apart from this, you have to monitor all of these things. I mean, these are, let's say, very few things. There's a lot to monitor in terms of businesses as well. But yeah, I have a question now to the audience. If there is a problem in production environment, okay, if there is a problem in production environment, who should discover that first? Okay, who should discover that? You or the customer who is using? What do you guys think? Who should discover this? You or the customer? I want answers, guys. I'm waiting for your responses. Who should discover that first? You or the customer? So, us, correct. Thanks a lot, Dheeraj, for answering. So, this is a very good point. So, we have to discover that first. And very, very important lesson from this particular, mistake. Don't just monitor servers. Okay. Monitor customer experience. This is very, very important. If customer will come and tell you we have problem in production, then it's a big problem. I mean, see, if it is a one user, two user, that's fine. But assume if it is, let's say, 1 million user application, then how will you handle that? So that's why it's better to know before the customer knows about the problems. Okay. Thanks a lot. I see another comment, Rohit. Now, one more important topic. This is, I think, definitely many of you can relate about this. Nobody knows what changed. I mean, I'm not sure how many of you are, let's say, working engineers here. For example, this is, let's say, a very, very common thing if you are working in production environments. I'll tell you the reasons as well. N- Nobody knows what exactly changed. For example, deployment, right? There was a firewall issue. This is, let's say, one of the most common problem no one will be aware about. Firewall change, DNS, okay, certificate related stuff. And then we are talking about Terraform, or let's say configuration. I mean, there's a lot, okay, configuration, right? Why this thing actually happens, okay, and also what exactly happens here. So production breaks in general, and everyone asked. I mean, I'm telling you, even I came across this particular situation many times. Production changes, and everyone asks what changed. They will try to ask with different people, and nobody knows. This is a very, very, very big mistake, because see, the reason I'll tell you, these kind of changes aren't tracked. I mean, there are some teams definitely they are going to track, but majority of the times these things are missed from very good teams as well. It's not like everyone is, let's say, genius here. Changes aren't tracked. Because of that, we will see such mistakes. Okay, how can we avoid these mistakes? I mean, if you guys have anything in the comment sections, let me know. I'll try to write it down. If you came across such situations where something changed and you are not aware about that. For example, firewall was changed overnight and you didn't get an email, or maybe you missed that email and your production broke, or maybe certificate got expired and you don't know, you did not record that the certificate is going to expire on so and so date. These are the real mistakes, right? How to avoid this? Okay, always, okay, how to avoid this? Always record deployments. That's why, for example, we have change logs. I'm not sure how many of you are aware about the change log. Whatever you are trying to change in your infrastructure, your deployments, you are going to record that. If something goes wrong, you can refer to the change log. Okay, this was the last change which was done. It should be proper. It's not like just writing a change log, or maybe just writing one line, one word. You should have proper change logs. Okay, then always record deployment, infrastructure changes. I mean, if you have version controlled system, then it's good. If you are doing this manually, then it's a very big problem, I would say. And firewall changes, okay, whatever I'm trying to write down here, these are, let's say, very few things that we have to avoid. There are a lot of stuff that I cannot cover in a single video, but yeah. And certificate renewals, always note down. Try to change your certificates prior a week or 2 weeks. It completely depends on your your project requirements and what kind of things you have, and also try to automate as much as possible so that you don't need to remember that. Okay, and also yeah, these are, let's say, few things. Another question to the audience in the chat: could your team let's say answer what changed, for example, in less than 2 minutes? For example, if something changed here, can you refer to your source code or maybe some documentation, whatnot? Can your team, let's say, answer to these questions, what exactly happened, within 2 minutes? What do you guys think? Do you have that in place already? If you are a working DevOps engineer, do you have something like that, what changed, and you can answer that in 2 minutes? The reason I'm trying to tell this here is every production change which we do, okay, should be traceable. Probably not. I really appreciate your answer, man. This is the kind of answers I'm looking for, because not only you, majority of the companies, majority of the projects, majority of the teams across has these problems. I'm not telling that I'm perfect guy, or let's say I'm working on perfect projects. Even I come across these mistakes, okay? But it's not like I'm leaving. If I learn something, I will try to leave that. Then and there, I will try to bring that story in and try to fix those things slowly and gradually. It's not like in a single week or in a single month we can fix all of these issues. It takes time. Definitely, it takes time. From the beginning, every project cannot be perfect. It takes time. 1 year, 2 years, 6 months. It completely depends. One small change at a time. It's not like in a single sprint or a single week you have to fix everything, or maybe fix full documentation. This is not required. Every week, every month, every 2 months, 3 months, gradually you are going to improve stuff. See, this is a never ending process. You have to keep on improving. You come across different problems, different mistakes. Okay. But yeah, thanks a lot for the comments, who were posting out here. I really appreciate your commitment to the to whatever I'm trying to talk here. I hope you're liking it so far. Now let's go with the fourth mistake. Okay, these are all the real production mistakes, guys. I'm telling you, real production mistakes. If you are a working engineer, definitely you can relate. If you have never worked in production environment or never worked as a if you are, let's say, a fresher or maybe working in different project also, you can definitely relate and you can apply these principles. I mean, overall things are, let's say, almost similar. Now let's talk about very interesting topic. My interesting let's say mistake as well here. This is very interesting, and many of you will definitely relate to this particular point which I'm going to discuss now. Copy paste. Okay, copy paste engineering. So what do I mean by copy paste engineering? Many of you know we have AI these days. Okay, AI is, let's say, day to day thing for every engineer. Okay, every engineer, for me as well. Okay, every day, 24 by 7, everyone all over the world is using AI. Okay, whatever AI gives you, copy that, deploy to production. How many of you are doing that? I think some of you will not agree. Some of you will agree. Some of you are blindly doing that. We do have a lot of vibe coders as well, which were born because of this AI. I'll tell you, majority of the engineers, even today, I'm telling you, even today and going forward also, they don't know what exactly they are deploying it in production environment. They just use AI, copy, paste, deploy. They think that okay, their application is working fine, running 24 by 7, whatnot. They develop cool features, but behind the scenes, they are creating a lot of technical depth. Okay, and engineers are deploying. I mean, not only vibe coders, but real engineers are also deploying code that they don't understand. This is a very big mistake. This already happening from almost 2 years, I would say. Because see, AI is very fast. I mean, even I use AI, but as a human, I cannot review. If let's say AI is changing 50 different files, do you think as a human I can review it in 30 minutes or let's say 15 minutes? Generally, if I'm trying to change for let's say for example a simple Terraform code infrastructure point of view, I'm talking about, I try to change 10 different files. Okay, it can be small things. It's not like big. Let's say I'm trying to write a big code there, big code changes, very simple stuff. Okay, trying to change modules, let's say multiple modules, relationships, links, and all. And I try to change 20 different files. I know what exactly I'm changed. I remember that. Okay, the pattern. Okay, because I'm doing that manually. Now assume AI is doing that. You tell, okay, fix this. AI will go change whatnot. It will not even think about if is there any dependency between a module. Let's say if you are creating a storage account, for example, it will not even remember. Okay, do we have any dependency with that? And you go blindly deploy that in production environment, and it will work. It's not like it will not work. It will pass definitely, but the actual dependency which we had, that will broke, and you don't know why it broke. Once it goes to the production, something is not working. After a few days, you will come to know, okay, this is not working. Why? Then you'll break your head. Again, you will say, I'll use AI. You'll go use AI. Again, it will do the some other mistake, some other dependency. That loop is never ending. So always use AI, but understand. Okay, understand what exactly AI is giving you and what you are deploying it to production environment. Also, I mean, before deploying anything, okay, always ask, okay, whatever change you are doing, why do we need it, for example, okay, why do we actually need it, okay, if you deploy something, what does it change exactly? I mean, these are, let's say, very few things that you have to keep on asking. And also you have to understand what exactly, let's say, you are trying to create, for example, infrastructure. I mean, this Terraform is, let's say, a very simple example I'm trying to give here, so that you guys can easily understand. I mean, many of you might, work in different tools and technologies. So according to the tool which you are using, you can definitely relate that. And also, if you do a particular change, what could fail? See, these are, all real stuff. I mean, in general, if you do without AI also, you should ask these questions. I'm not sure how you guys are used to work, but I mean, I myself, I try to ask every time. If I do, if I'm changing something, there's already some infrastructure in place, and I'm trying to change that, what exactly will fail? Will that impact, some of the services, or will that impact our users? Will this break in any ways? So these are the things that you need to ask. And also, if someone will come and ask tomorrow, let's say today I'm working, okay, on something. After a month, someone will come and ask, okay, why this decision was taken. So you should be able to explain this clearly. If you cannot explain, then it is a very big problem. Okay, now I have a question to the audience. Have you ever deployed something you let's say cannot explain fully? Did you ever deploy something? See, explain fully in the sense, I'm not asking about, commands, or let's say, do you remember this particular setting name and all? In general, overall, if you are trying to, let's say, create some infrastructure, okay, and there is some relation, okay, you are trying to create a virtual network, or maybe you are creating a private endpoint, or you are trying to block some firewall issue, or maybe you are trying to create some network security group. I mean, overall, the architecture, why do you take that decision? Are you trying to block things? Okay, so if you can explain that, that is excellent. I mean, I already got an answer from one of our colleague. He said he can explain that fully. He is using AI. He's not just, blindly copy pasting it. This is the kind of mentality you need to remember, and you should have that. I mean, he's mentioning about, some ports. Okay, why did we use those ports? Because AI will not tell you everything. AI will just answer you for whatever you ask. You will try to question, and you will try to the AI will try to answer that. Okay, guys, I think I'm going in detail, I guess. Because of time constraints, I think I'm not sure if I'll be able to cover all 12 mistakes. Let's see. We'll go how far we can go. We'll see. If not, I mean, we can continue this live session, I would say. Now let's continue with, the next point. I hope you guys got the thinking what I'm trying to explain here. Hope it's not boring as well. Nobody tests failures. Okay, this is another Common mistake, I would say, nobody is testing for failures. See, everyone is like that. I mean, even I am like that only. It's not like I'm, a very good guy. I will try to test every failure. See, it's common. It's, let's say, human mentality. Um, Everything works. Okay, there's a saying. If something works in production, let's leave it. Do not touch it. This is, coming from many years. I mean, before I started even working. I mean, I'm talking about, from 2014, 13, 14, around that time. So before I started working, if everything is working, okay, you see majority of your seniors will say, production, something is working, do not touch. This is, let's say, very very common. If something is, I mean, if you guys have come across with this situation, definitely you can remember. Many people will say, okay, something is working in production environment, please do not touch it. If you try to touch that and if something breaks, many people are, afraid about, touching, let's say, for example, legacy code. I think I spoke a lot about, legacy stuff, because yeah, this is actually very very true. Nobody wants to, break things and test it out, because I'm going to explain in the coming, mistakes. There you'll understand what I was trying to tell here. But yeah, my suggestion here is, let's say, everything will work, okay, during testing. I mean, you'll have different, kind of test environments, but real production behaves differently. Okay. um, because see, I think many of the teams, uh, some of you may, not answer in the comments, but that's fine. But yeah, in general, you will try to think about, always making sure thing to look green. For example, let's take the example of the pipeline. Your goal will always be make sure that the pipeline should be green. You will not think about the architecture, like it should be perfect, or maybe it should not have, any security breaches, or let's say some other, for example, a rollback strategy and all. I mean, there are so many different things, right? So in general, our goal will be always to make sure, okay, the pipeline should be green, and the script will break in production. But if you see in the pipeline, that looks completely green. For example, recently I created a video wherein the script was, let's say, success, but the actual script was did not give me the it was success. I got a green pipeline as well, but I did not get the expected output. So these are, kind of mistakes will definitely come across. So how can we avoid this? How to avoid such mistakes or failures, or whatever you can name it out? So rollback. I think this was, let's say, a very proper point I discussed already. I'm not going to talk about. For example, disk full. Try to test that. Try to make your disk full and try to see what exactly will happen. At least once a month or once a quarter. If you cannot do it regularly once a week, it depends, according to the project. It's not like bro told it on a YouTube, I'll just go implement that. We have to think a lot. You have to talk to your team, project, architect, th- write down what kind of, pros and cons if you will come across. I mean, there is a lot, guys. I mean, uh, I cannot write down everything here. If you come and let's just sit and talk about, one particular thing, rollback, there I can write, easily 25 points, 30 points easily. Disk is full. So how should we, test this? So these are, the kind of things that you have to brainstorm, sit, do it in, development environment, then QA, then prod. Directly, blindly, we are not doing it production environment. Okay. And one more thing, database related, database unavailable. For example, this is also one of the common mistakes that we come across, database unavailable. And for example, DNS failure. Okay, how you are going to um, uh, let's say tackle situations in terms of DNS failures. Okay, these are, very few things I would say. For example, CPU, memory. I mean, the list goes on. Now, um, question. Let's see. How many of you, let's say, worked in a production environment and your team intentionally, let's say, broke something. Did you guys ever tried that? I mean, I will tell that I tried that. Okay. For example, a virtual machine was, let's say, running production. I'm talking about. I wantedly broke to see what exactly it will happen. And also, I tried to delete it, the virtual machine, production virtual machine. Never. Thanks a lot, man. You are very, very active. Dheeraj, thanks a lot. Definitely, I'm telling you, you are going to go out with a very good experience after this video. I'm not sure from how long you are following this channel, but I really appreciate your comments here. So yeah, you have to delete the VM and see what exactly I mean, your backup can recover it immediately. Okay, and try to delete that and try to recover it from backup. That's how you are going to test that. Never intentionally broke the production VM. That's what. Um, yeah, I see another comment. Never broke intentionally. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Rohit, I did that. That's why I'm talking about this particular experience. I mean, I think many people will not do that because see, I was the only DevOps engineer I mean, in my team when I was testing that. I mean, I don't know why I have that curiosity of breaking things and fixing up. I think majority of you can relate. I try to show mistakes majority of the time. Wantedly, I try to break things and try to fix them. That's how I thought. Okay, we have a backup. Let's see if backup is working or not. And I try to broke that. And also I did that for database as well. Try to recover it from the backup. But database was, let's say, a bit tricky part. I did that on a weekend because no one was using that. But in general, virtual machine was, let's say, we had multiple virtual machines there. So one broken virtual machine will not hurt. That's what you have to consider. So many different things before applying it in your production environments. You have to be very, very careful, I would say. Talk to your team, and these are some kind of exercises, I would say. If you prepare for these things, if something actually happens, I'm telling you that will be a very smooth. I mean, you can handle such situations very easily. You will not come into panic situations because you already know. I can, I already deleted that and it will work. 99.99% it will work. 1%, I mean, there might be challenges or issues, but if you practiced for that, then you can easily do that. I mean, see, whatever you are doing, for example, if you are creating a virtual machine, or maybe if you are creating a server, if you are deploying some infrastructure, first time it is always difficult for everyone, for me, for you, for anyone learning. First time it looks very difficult. Second time it will be very easy. Third time, fourth time, it's rinse and repeat. Whatever you're trying to do, rinse and repeat. You'll say, oh bro, this is so easy. I mean, I can do it. Now after watching this particular live, you'll test it out. In the next live, you'll come and tell, bro, definitely I was talking to my team, they really like this idea, let's try to test it out. And we did test and it worked out. Thanks for the suggestions. You will come and tell me, bro, I went and I told this idea to my team, they really appreciate. I mean, your team lead or manager, I'm telling you, they will definitely like this. But always be very, very careful. I would like to stress this point. Do not blindly test this in production and write down pros and cons. Worst case, what exactly will happen? Worst to the worst, what will happen? It should not be like they'll fire you from the job. Worst and worst, what will happen? Try to write down that. If if you can take that risk, take. Nothing will happen. Definitely, we can bring it back. It's, let's say, a matter of minutes or hours. Try it out. Now, let's talk about the sixth mistake. Okay, this is very, very um, I'm telling you, another important mistake, I would say. Many of you can relate to this particular mistake as well. No documentation during incidents. I think, to be honest, In the beginning of my career, even I thought, okay, it is very hard to write down documentation in terms of incidents, because see, we do a lot of different stuff during production incidents. For example, you will do a lot. Sometimes, manual stuff also you do. Sometimes automation is there. I mean, everyone has their own way of troubleshooting things. I do it in a different way, you do it in a different way, third person will do. Everyone has their own, let's say, way of figuring out the problem and solving it. Okay. I mean, it changes from experience to experience as well, and also how much you work in real production incidents, that also matters a lot. So this happens because I'm telling you this because, for example, if a production is down, it can be any incident. Okay, for example, some incident came across, and the production is broken. Okay, there is no documentation. I am the person working on that incident. Okay, so first things first, if a problem comes in production environment, I as an engineer look for the documentation. Okay, what exactly is documentation here? Internal documentation. Okay, good teams. Okay, good teams will have internal documentation. In that, you will have, let's say, for example, DNS is failing, or maybe certificate is expiring. Okay, these are some production incident, certificate is expiring. So all of a sudden, see, how much ever experience you have, okay, you will not remember, okay, certificate is expiring or DNS failing. Which team should I reach out to? Okay, this is, let's say, one of the biggest question. Which team? Not every team will take care of everything. You'll have different teams if you are working in a project. Separate networking team, certificate creation team is, let's say, separate. DNS team is, let's say, separate. Database team is separate. So you will work with different teams. So first things first, out of my mind, because see, certificate expiry will happen once in a year, once in 2 years. It completely depends on the environment as well. I will not know, okay, which team should I reach out to, and what kind of commands should I run, or what, let's say, what kind of certificate should I create. I know I can google it, I can, it's not like I cannot do that. But as an engineer, it will be faster for me if there's some internal documentation saying, okay, you have to reach out to this team, you have to run this particular command, and this will be faster. Good teams will have such documentations for majority of common failures. I mean, for some of the failures, we can avoid that. I mean, it's very difficult to document everything, I would say. Even I agree that. But common stuff, for example, DNS is failing, you can document that. Certificate is failing, you can document that. How to avoid, I'm trying to answer this here, not only in terms of failing things. Rollback procedures, right? Taking from the first point, second point, documentation of rollback procedures, right? Escalation paths, whom to escalate. For example, there are many situations where we as engineers cannot solve that. Okay, you don't know, you're not the right person. You should have proper point of contacts. Okay, this is the time, this is the person from this particular team who can solve. Because see, all of a sudden you are working in a team, you are alone. Let's assume it's during the night, 10:30, 11, or 3 o'clock. It depends. 24 by 7 you are, let's say, DevOps engineer. Anytime, if you have these things in place, that will save you hours. Okay, leave out not only about the time, money as well. Because business is losing a lot of money. It's not only your server is down. If your server is up, your applications are up, it's fine. If not, business impact is huge. This is a, let's say, a very very big mistake. I'm not sure how many of you have such documents. I mean, most of the teams will have, many of will still doesn't have such documentations. These things come with experience. Okay, all the mistakes which we have discussed so far, okay, All of these things will come from experience. And I personally was in so many troubles because of these things. I don't want to talk about it because yeah, uh, when the right time comes, definitely I will speak out loud about it. But for now, I think you guys can understand. But yeah, definitely I'll maybe in future I'll try to talk about it. But this is, let's say, a very dangerous thing, guys. I'm telling you, very very dangerous thing. Now, question to the audience: if assume your best engineer, okay, disappear tomorrow, can your team recover production? Tell me. Assume, let's assume you are the best engineer. If you disappear, I mean, I had that feeling back a few years ago. I was thinking that, okay, if I disappear from this company, company will not survive. But that's not true. Um, it will be, let's say, challenging for a few days. See, many engineers think that they will try to put things in their head. I mean, this is very common. Majority of the best engineers try to keep everything in their head. They don't want to share. I mean, this is very very common across let's say the globe. It's not only specific to a country, specific to a team. If you have a very good team, they will try to share as much as possible. It completely depends on the team as well. But no hit and trial will come. No hit and trial will come. Yeah. So that's what. See, best engineers will try to not best engineers, many engineers will try to keep everything in their head. I mean, even I come across with so many people. They will try to keep everything in their own head. They think that, okay, if they keep everything in their own head, they are going to survive a long time. I mean, they can they'll be, uh, companies cannot, fire them from their companies or projects, for example. This is common, a very very common thing, let's say, across different projects. Many people, I mean, for example, this certificate thing, or let's say DS thing, they will know, but they will not try to answer. Okay, every time you have to reach out to them and ask them, okay, how should we do this, how should we do that? They'll feel like, okay, I know this, I know that. I mean, I hope you guys can understand what I'm trying to say here. If you let's say approach someone asking for help, they'll think that, okay, they are the boss and they know everything. But this is a very very big mistake. For such kind of people only, I started this channel, I would say. Where I'm sharing each and everything. I mean, if you follow me, you'll learn a lot of stuff, I would say. I'm not sure how many of you are seriously following me from a long time or maybe recently. Guys, I'm telling you, you will learn a lot from my channel. Okay, whatever mistakes you're seeing, all these mistakes, no one will teach you. No one can even talk about this, because see, a person who has been through these things can confidently talk about such things. Let's say if someone is teaching the DevOps, for example, he never worked in DevOps project, or he never worked in production environments. He can teach about the tools, for example, how to install the Ansible, or how to install Docker, Kubernetes, whatnot. He will try to focus on that. Okay, those are nothing, I would say. In my opinion, those are nothing, and anyone can do that. So these are the real things that matter in real production environments. Okay, the failures. So infrastructure, setting up the infrastructure, I think I told multiple times, setting up the infrastructure is only one part of the project. After setting up the infrastructure, maintaining that, improving that, scaling that, okay, managing production incidents, writing the documentation, architecture decisions, all these matter a lot. See, installing the tools, or let's say setting up the infrastructure, it's only one time job. Not every day you're not going to, if you are working for a project every day, you're not going and setting up the infrastructure. So, and also in terms of what kind of environment you are in, it completely depends on that. But I've seen so many people keep everything in their own brain. I am a very bad guy, I would say. I will try to pull that information out from their heads. If they are not answering, it's fine. I will get that answer out from somewhere. But I have that capability. I can, definitely pull out that answer and I will solve issues. It's not like if someone is not answering me or maybe try to pull me down. It happened many times. It happened. People, try to pull us down. Not only me. I think I think many of you can relate. People will try to pull you down. Don't. I will say, do not give up. You have to come strong in terms of such people. Come strong. Try to grill in such a way that they should be afraid. Coming behind you once again. Try to focus on skills. I mean, the only answer you can do is, let's say, be strong enough in your skills. No one can pull you down. Okay, how much ever experience they have, or maybe how long they are working in an organization or in a project, your goal should be keep on improving your skills, keep on improving the projects. It can be small changes. For example, I told about this particular failures. This can be a small thing for your company or project, but this is a very big thing for production related stuff. Okay, documentation, this is also one of the important part. Try to write down. Y- let's say if you write down what exactly is happening in terms of production changes or production incidents, how you are trying to solve, write it down. Show that to your lead or manager. Okay, see, this is how I'm trying to write down. That will be helpful to the team. If I leave the project tomorrow, then also it will be very, very useful to the team. Try to write it down. I'm telling you, showing these things, you can definitely ask for a hike or let's say promotions, because no one is sharing that. You are the person who's sharing all these things. That will add a lot of value to you. You will improve your skills. You will get a salary hike. You will also grow in your role. And also, see, make mistakes and try to write down, try to show it to the team. It's not like, bro, I am afraid of about showing mistakes. Hey, if you do mistakes, then only you will learn. If you see everything as, let's say, green pipeline, for example, okay, whatever you show or see green pipeline, will you learn something out of this? Tell me. If you see a green pipeline in general, if you are working with your CI/CD pipeline, for example, you got a task in your you have to set up something in production environment. My suggestion is always make sure it fails. If you fail, once it fails in real production stuff, it will be very easy for you to solve. Okay. um, I am not sure. What do you guys think? Should we continue or let's stop? Because I spoke about 6 production mistakes today. Should we continue another 6 mistakes for the next sessions? Maybe next live session we can continue. What do you guys think? It's been almost an hour. I think I spoke a lot. What do you guys think? Is it interesting? Should we continue? Because I'm not sure how many of you are going to sit for another, I don't know, 30 minutes or another hour. But yeah, it's better. Let's continue for the next live next Sunday, most likely, so that you will also come with a fresh mind and you can follow along. It's informative. I can get you guys, but see, it's been almost an hour. I did not expect that it will take 1 full hour. I mean, let's say for only for six let's say mistakes. If we speak 6 more mistakes, let's say next week, even I'll be a bit fresh. I can talk how we spoke today. My mind will be also more fresh, and it will be very easy for you to answer, or let's say to mingle, or let's say understand those mistakes as well. I mean, these are very, very important things, I would say. But still, it's better if we do it next Sunday. uh, don't worry, I'm definitely going to continue about the next 6 mistakes. I'm not going to leave it. I got really good response. I'm getting response from 4 to 5 people. I really appreciate your genuineness here, and also your accepting, your commenting here. I really appreciate a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. If you have any specific questions, let's answer for 10 more minutes. Then we can wrap up this live. Okay. You can ask if you have any specific questions. we can talk about it. And also for the next 6 mistakes, let's discuss next week. That will be very, very interesting, I would say. Same, we can continue. If you have any specific questions, we can answer. I'll try to answer that. If you do not have, that is also fine. It was really, really, let's say, nice talking to all of you. And also the comments from, I got comments from Dheeraj, Rohit, Akshay. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate your comments. I hope you are following my videos, and also I'm not sure if you have seen my if you have seen AI related projects, guys. AI projects are also very, very informative, important, useful. I also gave you the source code. Try to, yeah, please ask if you have any questions, specific questions. I'll try to answer if I know, definitely. So AI projects, I gave you this full source code. Go try to do it by yourself on your own laptop. Try to implement it. Try to add some features as well if you are interested. And also you can answer, let's say, you can implement it in your own projects. Okay, that will be definitely useful. It's not like try to apply it project wide. Try to do it in small ways. Try to show it to your team. Take the feedback and think, okay, this is how I'm planning to implement these changes in our project. This is how I already did that on my personal, let's say, laptop, or wherever you do in test environment, for example. Based on that, I think you can implement. We did 4 AI projects. I was expecting many people will, watch that and give feedback on those projects, let's say, in the comments, but I did not get a major response from the team. Um, so, how can I explain the 4.9 years of experience, but I have worked in development initial first 2 years and then 2.5 years I've been working into DevOps? How to explain it? This is a very, very good question, Akshay. This is a very good question, Akshay. As I said, how can I explain the 4.9 years of experience, but I have worked in development initial first 2 years and then 2.5 years I've been working now? How to explain? See, I'll tell you very, very honestly, because see, you are coming from a development background. Okay, I'm not a developer. From the beginning, I was with infrastructure, DevOps, CI/CD, platform engineering, SRE. Such roles, I was part of such roles. I never worked as a developer, a proper developer. I mean, I did some of the stuff, but not actually, developing features. For example, very simple features in the beginning of my career, 2015, 16, around that time, I tried that. It was a desktop-based application I was working on. There was, some requirement. I just did hands-on. I wanted to gain some experience over there. That's it. Okay, talking about you now. 4.95 years experience. Okay, let's talk about 5 years. So 2 years you have a development experience. You can confidently talk about that. Do not say you have 5 years of DevOps experience. You can confidently say, I worked as a developer for 2 years and the rest is DevOps experience. Okay, what did you do as a developer? Whatever experience you have as a developer, you did something, you did development most likely. So you know both sides. Now, operation sides, development sides, you are very strong in terms of experience. Because i I now understand a lot about development, DevOps, SRE, a lot of stuff. Early, let's say, if you had been comparing me, 5, 6 years ago, maybe around your experience, for example, 5 years, or let's say 4 years of experience, you and me, both of us go for the interview. I only have DevOps experience, you have developer and DevOps experience. Okay, there are many companies who prefer both developer and DevOps experience. Okay, I am a, this is me, this is you, we both go for an interview. Okay, both are selected for an interview. I am giving interview in terms of DevOps. You are giving in terms of developer and DevOps. For DevOps engineer role, you are going to get selected 100% because that is what companies need. If you have, well and good. If you don't have, that is also fine. There are some companies who will look for, there are some companies who will look for developer plus DevOps. Majority of the companies will look. It's not like they will look for DevOps only. Developer, DevOps, talk about it confidently, whatever you did. Okay. Try to improve. Skills matter a lot. I mean, I would say not only your experience, skills. Try to improve your skills. I'm not sure what kind of skills you have right now. But if I were you, I would do the same. 5 years of experience, first 2 years developer. I got to know the developer side of way how things work. Now I moved to DevOps because of so and so reason, whatever reason you have. Now I can confidently work on DevOps part. All right. I hope I answered your question. How can I create production issues and try to solve in my own environment? I'm not sure from how long you are following me, but you can create a lot of stuff. I'm not sure. Please try to follow my channel. Okay. There is a lot. I'm not sure from how long. That's why. That's the reason I'm trying to ask you. First question was that from how long you're following me. You can create majority of this stuff on your own computer. I try to simulate everything on my own computer. I have a very good computer. I create virtual machines. I create, repositories. I create source code. I try to create CI/CD pipelines, DevSecOps. Whatever experience I have, I try to do it on my own repositories. Whatever you are seeing on the channel, try to follow that. Those are real production incidents only. Whatever I'm trying to show you on my channel. If you want a ready-made, let's say, bro, I am looking for something where there is a, let's say, repository thing. I have a paid thing on the channel. Sorry, TopMed. I'm not sure if you've seen that. Let me share that real quick. So I'm not sure if you've seen that. If you are interested, bro, I am interested in paid incident stuff. So there is a Kubernetes interview challenge wherein you are going to get the full source code with a repository. You will get the problem. You have to solve it. Okay. You have to solve it by your own. Whatever source code I'm giving you, you will get a broken source code. Infrastructure point of view, you have to look for the problem, try to solve that on your own computer. The only prerequisite is you should have a virtual machine created on your own computer, and also you have to install Docker. I mean, you should have some experience, or let's say some basics about Docker. Kubernetes is enough. You are going to get the repository. You are going to clone that repository into your virtual machine and start reading the problem statement, start solving it on your own. There's no step-by-step guidance at all on this, particular production incident. I created this just to give you confidence. Sure, I'm going to share that. I created this to many people were asking, bro, I would like to have confidence for interviews. I'm preparing for interviews. Do you have any paid incident? So this is, let's say, a paid incident. This is the only paid incident on the channel. And also, I mean, if you are looking for DevSecOps related, I mean, in depth, there are some other stuff on the channel as well. For example, I'll just open that real quick. So if you see this is, let's say, the Kubernetes interview challenge. We have CI/CD interview and production simulation pack. I mean, there is a free stuff on the channel as well. This is a paid in detail stuff. Preparing for, who are looking for, paid stuff, people who are looking for paid stuff. I have, let's say, 15 minutes one-on-one session as well. And DevSecOps production incident. This is also full source code you are going to get. I mean, there are 5 different projects on the channel. If you are looking for free stuff, you can go there. If you are looking, bro, I need paid stuff, I don't want to watch videos and stuff, this is for you. Okay, this is in detail. You are going to get full architecture. I mean, I think in the videos I was not explaining in detail architecture and stuff, but in this production incident you are going to get a lot. Please go check my DevSecOps video. You'll get to know more about this as well. You are going to get everything in detail in this simulation pack and also in this pack as well. There's a free stuff as well, but free stuff is not in detail, for sure. Whatever I try to teach on the YouTube, the same thing is on the repository as well. This particular pack will have in detail stuff, everything from, for example, if you see 5 realistic DevSecOps in detail, I'm telling you in detail, full source code. Normal free stuff doesn't have that. But yeah, if you guys are interested in any of these packs, highly recommend that. And if you are interested in one-on-one session, and in terms of DevOps career strategy, I'm not giving you any long roadmaps. I will just give you a simple 4-week plan what you have to do. Okay, for the next 4 weeks, whenever you get on a call with me, I do this only on weekends. That's it. Only on weekends, Saturday and Sunday. There are some slots available. If you are interested, you can book. I mean, we had some of the guys already booked, and you can see the ratings. All of them, majority of, I mean, some of the people did not give ratings, but yeah, majority of the people gave me 5 ratings because they really found value out of whatever I was trying to talk to them. That's what, I don't give let's say fake promises and stuff here. If you are interested, you can book a session with me directly, or maybe you can take this challenge, hands-on stuff. If you are looking for, if you are interested in CI/CD interview and production simulation pack, you can go with this. If you care about security, this is very 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 important topic, guys, I'm telling you. Especially in AI's era, security is highly 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 necessary. Okay, I hope you guys got the links. If you are looking for all the links, I will just try to paste that as well real quick. You can go through this link. You also have the answer for this Kubernetes challenge in the same repository. First, my recommendation is try to solve it by yourself. If you cannot solve that, then look for the solution. There's a step-by-step solution as well. Okay. All right. Any other questions? I see. Thanks. I'll try those. Sure. Take your time and try. And sir, what about layoffs? AI is already market tough for freshers. No, man. I completely disagree with this point. It is not at all like that. You are going to see so many open positions in the coming days, definitely. I think I told about this in my live as well. I'm not sure from how long you're following the channel. If you are new to my channel, please go check my previous live sessions, especially if you are a fresher. My recommendation, do not focus only on DevOps. Focus on any fresher role. The goal should be getting into IT first. Okay, do not focus only on DevOps. There's nothing like freshers are not getting hired. That's completely false. I completely disagree with that. Try to focus on your skills. Try to make proper resume. Practice all the time. Once you get the chance, do not miss it. Okay, prepare for the worst always. That's the only suggestion I can give. Do we have any other questions? Any last questions? We can finish that. And the next 6 mistakes, let's try to. What approach do you use during production? What is your mental map? What to check? I mean, there's nothing like that, man. It completely depends on the problem, or let's say the. I mean, things changes, right? I mean, it's not like every production problem I will have one single mental map. So it completely depends on some problem statement. If you come across. I think um, I don't remember. There is, let's say, in the recent videos. I think I try to show that. I'm not sure if you follow. I'll try to check that. I don't remember that video exactly. In one of our recent videos, I was talking about mental model. Yeah. For example, try to watch this video, man. You'll get that answer. I'm pasting it in the chat. Production framework. For example, networking related stuff. For example, I come across networking issue. How will I approach? I'm not sure if you've seen that. There you will have a map in terms of networking stuff. I gave a production framework how you have to approach such problems, especially related to networking. You can go through that. If you still have questions, please write down in the comments. I hope I answered your question. But yeah, to be honest, there's no single map or let's say a framework or let's say single thing that we can follow. There are some, for every problem, every incident, things changes, right? Based on the problem, based on your thinking, based on your strategy, based on your mode, it completely depends on that. See, sometimes, for example, I'll tell you my own examples. Sometimes, see, problems will come in such a way that at least it will take, sometimes it will take at least a week, sometimes it will take 3 weeks, sometimes the same problems will take 30 minutes to solve. Okay, it completely depends on the mood, your mental, your mentality is also matters a lot. It's not only about the problem. The more you come across failures, the problems you try to solve, the more faster you will become. There's nothing like a simple mind map or let's say simple roadmap to follow. See, if you come across this problem, you'll follow this map and you'll try to solve that. If it was that simple, then it would there won't be any kind of production issues at all. But yeah, on high level, there are some maps, let's say mind maps that I try to follow. It depends on that's what completely depends on the problem statement. I'll try to give you an example. I was doing something related to uh, setting up infrastructure, a very recent thing, and I came across firewall issue. I was not aware about that. Okay, it was some internal stuff, of course, not documented, and I don't know whom to ask and all. I was 99.99% damn sure about my changes or whatever the infrastructure I created. Okay, 99.99% I'm telling you, 90. You can say 0.01%. I might be wrong, but 99.9999 I'm 100% sure there is no problem in the infrastructure part or whatever code I wrote, because you guys know how I treat, how I look for stuff. I read documentations very fast. I read the source code also very, very fast. And I can figure out, okay, what's going wrong very fast. And also, I know like there's no problem in my code. I don't know. It's, let's say, you can say confidence, overconfidence, or whatever it is. I am 100% sure that there's no problem with whatever changes I did. The, and after, some days, let's say after a week or two, I got to know, okay, there has to be some internal thing that has to be cleared, and for that I had to create a ticket, something like that. Okay, so if you come across these kind of situations, you will break your head. You will think that, okay, bro, there is some problem with me, or maybe my thinking is bad. But I did not think that, because I was very, very confident about whatever changes I did. And as soon as I got to know, okay, you have to do this is, let's say, the missing piece, I did not even implement that. I said, okay, this is working now. The reason, the moment I got to know about this, okay, this is the missing piece. I know this is working, this is 100%, this is the solution, because I am confident about whatever I deployed, the infrastructure part and all, the code I wrote, everything is in place. The only missing piece was that. So many people will think, okay, maybe I am doing some mistake. It's always better to talk to someone in such situation, because 99.9% you're right there. 0.01%, there's small thing which is missing. If you add that, your solution is there. I, for that, for a particular moment, I was thinking, okay, should I destroy everything and try to redeploy? Maybe that will help. For some reason, I mean, because see, I was so much into it. If you are into something in depth, sometimes you cannot see things. You have to take a break. That too, it was, let's say, a Friday. I mean, Fridays, I'll try to talk about this particular story. I was so happy about, listening that. Okay, this was the bloody missing piece. I mean, I know how much I struggled around that, and how much time and effort I put around that. Because see, these things will teach you a lot. Okay, and also your thinking will also change a lot. It's not always you are the problem. Always think about, I am 100% correct. Something else is wrong here. It's not my problem. It's someone else's problem here. Okay, that was in my case as well. I hope I tried to answer your question, and also I was trying to share my story as well. One last question before we leave. Thank you for the session. No worries. I have an interesting question. Let's say I'm applying for the job. As I saw in JD, there are some new tools in JD. I'm not aware of them. Then how can I deal with this situation during interview? Yeah. See, my take here is, let's say, do not always focus on the tools. If the interviewer is asking about tools, try to stress him on the architecture, on the system perspective. Okay, do not try to talk about from the beginning. Your interview should be in terms of architecture, system understanding, documentation, how things work on the high level. Try to, let's say, start, or let's say introduce yourself in those things, so that you can avoid tool specific. If he is asking, did you work with this tool? For example, Jenkins. You worked with GitHub Actions, or vice versa, any tool, for example. If you know the same tool in a different market or a different company, from different company, for example, GitLab, GitHub Actions are two different companies. You heavily worked with GitLab, you are interviewing for GitHub Actions. You are writing GitLab as your production experience, GitHub Actions knowledge, or whatever you have. Try to talk in terms of, how CI/CD works. Okay, how CI/CD, actual continuous integration deployment, how it works, how security works, how you are going to, uh, how branching strategy works, how deployment strategy works, rollback plans. Try to talk about all of these things. Do not focus on tools at all. It can be Jenkins, GitLab, Azure DevOps, whatnot, Terraform. Never focus on the tools perspective. If you give them tools perspective, definitely you are going to get questions around that only. If they ask, okay, did you, I mean, there are some companies, they are going to be very specific. No, we are looking for the person who worked only on GitHub Actions. We want that person only. Say them, thanks a lot. You can search for some other person. Do not even join such companies or such projects. See, every company, every project is completely different. You cannot be master of everything. If companies are expecting, I mean, companies have their own requirements. As I said, company will work for business. They want someone who can, start as soon as possible. That's the reason they try to look for, so and so skill set. You can talk in such a way that, okay, I am the right person. I can, learn it in a week or in a month or in 2 months, whatever timeline you can give it to them. You can challenge them. Okay, I am the right person. You have to showcase them. I am the right person. I have seen so many incidents. This is how I approach problems. I don't think about tools. And also you can tell them, okay, you don't even need this tool. Why are you using such tool? For example, what were the decisions you made for selecting the tools? Did you do a POC? Cross question them. If they start asking you, no, don't worry. There's interviews like just, conversation. Do not think about, okay, they will ask questions and you are going to answer. No, try to cross question as many questions running in your mind. Cross question them. Why did you select this tool? What was the reason? What was the architecture decision? How many tools did you compare? Who did the POC? How many people reviewed that particular POC? What kind of challenges you faced in that POC? Try to talk that. Or maybe instead of asking them, you tell them, okay, we were doing the POC of this GitHub Actions versus GitLab, so and so challenges we came across, and GitLab was, let's say, more powerful for our project, for our specific business project, or for our. There are so many things to talk. Okay, this is how you have to drive your interview and be successful. I hope I answered your question. I don't want to go in detail. I think I gave you a very good answer that would be useful for many different people, I guess, who are looking for such questions. I hope I answered your answer, Rakesh Rao. If you have any specific question, or maybe for your specific thing, bro, I need more in detail. I liked your answer. Then we can talk one-on-one session. Maybe you can come on if you are interested. Of course, I will not force anyone here. But yeah, if you are very serious about your career, or if you have an interview upcoming, then I can give you some tips based on your experience, or maybe I can give you a plan how you can prepare for that. If I am unable to give that to you in 15 minutes, then I can give you some plan what you can do for your upcoming interviews. I hope I answered your question, Rakesh Rao. It was a very good question, I would say. And thanks a lot, guys, for joining this session. It was very, very interesting. I really liked a lot today's session, and I got so many people in the comment section as well. Thanks a lot. We'll continue with the next 6 mistakes in the next week session. 99% I'll try to cover in the coming session, so that you will not forget. You'll have the continued session of today's session, and you will definitely like that as well. Thanks a lot, and I will see you in the next session or in the next video. See you. Bye bye.